So today we filed a lawsuit known as FORONDA versus Florida. And the essence of the lawsuit is to mainly to combat discrimination against the LGBTQ community in Florida. It's been a number of months now that the Florida State Legislature passed a law that's known as Don't Say Gay. And what that law essentially does is does not allow teachers to talk about sexual orientation, I believe, until the third grade. Now, it's hard to control teachers' discussion with students, but this particular Florida legislature under Governor DeSantis is trying its best to restrict people's First Amendment rights, like freedom of speech. They're also trying to restrict certain books that are read. It's very draconian, and I would say even fascist in the way that they're trying to control the release of information to the public. So we who work in the third branch, in the courts, and in other departments, like I formerly worked with the Department of Justice, we have to make sure that our state officials, elected state officials, follow the law. And in this case, we're basically letting Governor DeSantis know that he has to follow the Constitution also. Just because he's governor and he's raised $100 million doesn't mean he gets to do whatever he wants, just like President Trump used to do. Just say whatever he wanted and do whatever he wanted because he thought he was above the law. It seems like Governor DeSantis is of the same ilk. He's just a little shorter and a bit more annoying at times. So we're punching back hard, saying that the state essentially passed a bill on April 21st, 2022, which is discriminatory. It attempts to shut down employees from Disney World so that they cannot express their First Amendment rights. They made it clear. It's not something that we're alleging. It's actually a fact. It's all over the news. Governor DeSantis wanted to fight with Disney and wanted to keep them from being able to express their opinion. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for a lawsuit to be filed, but I feel great that we had the help of so many of our great staff in the office, Shannon, Rosie, Laura, my wife Irene, Karina, who's an attorney also, Isabel, and also our great staff in our office, the candidacy office, since we are running for U.S. Senate and we'll be hopefully winning the primary in August. Jeff, who's helped us tremendously, and Henry and James, I want to thank them all for the help in preparing press releases and letting Florida and America know what our positions are. Too often, I believe politicians talk about what they're going to do, but then they never back it up. And we intend to back it up with bills when we win the Senate. And even before winning the Senate, we're backing it up with lawsuits. I trust the federal court system will find that this particular statute, which is attempting to shut down Disney's First Amendment rights, since many Disney employees were supportive of the LGBTQ community and they were upset about the DeSantis Don't Say Gay bill, DeSantis decided to try to take away certain privileges that Disney has had. I believe that Governor DeSantis and the legislature probably did not read the statute at length, the statute which created this Reedy Creek special district for Disney, because it is impossible to terminate the district before all of its debts are discharged. And currently, Reedy Creek came out with a statement a number of days ago saying that they have over $1 billion in outstanding bond debt, which has to be disposed of. They can't just close the district down. It has to be disposed of. And it may be, and many experts are saying that taxes are going to go up incredibly in the Orlando area and possibly around the state of Florida. So in order to prevent that from happening, Reedy Creek says that they will continue to work and do what they've been doing for 50 years now, and they will not close the district down. There's supposed to be a new legislative special session in mid-May that may address this issue, but for now, it's going to be in the federal courts, and it's always in the public arena, and we're hoping that, as the federal courts have done many times to Governor DeSantis and former President Trump, that they be found to have acted in an unconstitutional fashion. And I hope it sends a message to them that they're not to continue to act in this fashion, because they will continue to get sued. Unfortunately, President Trump did not learn from it. Former President Trump did not learn from it. And he continued to pass laws that even his own attorneys were saying they were probably unconstitutional. He would still pass, not laws, but executive orders that were not going to withstand constitutional muster, but he still had them signed because he wanted his executive order to take place and to be executed until a court told him he could not do it. And DeSantis seems to be doing the same thing, passing orders and pushing the legislature to pass bills that they probably should know, reasonably should know, are unconstitutional, but they're doing it anyway so that they can then get on their bully pulpit and say that they did this and can show people how much they hate the LGBTQ community and how much they're trying to shut them down. And I guess there's a lot of Americans that support DeSantis' behavior, but I venture to say that the great majority of the Democratic Party and the great majority of Americans do not want governors attempting to forbid certain individuals or corporations from expressing their free speech, freedom of religion, freedom of sexuality. Those are things that we hold true in this country, dear and true, and we will continue to fight it when any other governors, former presidents, anyone, whether they have public office or not, attempts to restrict others' constitutional freedoms. We will be there to protect the Constitution for all Americans. The Constitution is applicable to all Americans. LGBTQ, minorities, people of different sexual orientations, African American, Vietnamese American, elderly people, children, everyone walking on U.S. land is entitled to protection of the Constitution. Thanks. William Sanchez. Sanchez for Senate 2022. Let's beat Rubio.